Hello everybody, my name is Kate. Welcome to my channel, Trinergy Awakens Naturally. You see we have Leo behind me. He's my ancient relic old cat. He's 18, 17, 1200 years old. I don't know. Anyhow, welcome to, this is Mercury Retrograde A plus or F. It's either a pass or a fail with Mercury Retrograde, unfortunately for many of us. We're either going to get wrapped up in the of all the questioning of old garbage coming back to say, hey, how you doing there, bae? Or we're going to drop it on the curb. Some of us, we're going to get hung back here on the curb trying to take out somebody else's trash, and I'm going to help you for a minute, I hope, to say, no. Can't deposit your ash right there. That Mercury retrograde is a time, is Gemini season, that we're being called past behaviors, past decisions, past paradigms, past things, past systems of understandings, past understandings and organizations and labels of our own selves by someone else or by ourselves, by society, by our culture, by our religion, by our job title, by our family dynamic, whatever it is, anything that's old gets a chance during Mercury season, Mercury retrograde, to go, hey, how you doing, bae? And do you want that crap to be your bae? Or would you like to shut that stuff away? I'm going to encourage you that if you've got a lot of stirred up feelings, because there aren't too many of us that are going to make it through Mercury retrograde if we don't really understand all that wishy-washy, I'm being visited by monsters in my, closet, and there's a closet everywhere I go, and everywhere I open up a door, something spooks out and says, hey, you, don't go away, I want to scare you some more, or I want to hurt you some more, I want to hurt your feelings some more, I want you to feel guilty about hurting mine, I want you to rethink about that, and are you sure you're divine? And I really want to say that Mercury retrograde, especially when it's in Gemini, is a very powerful season. And it doesn't matter. Any energy is energy, and it's timeless as timeless can be. However, at this particular time in history, it's May 30th, I think, 2021. It's the end of May. Memorial Day-ish. Tomorrow, I think, is the official Memorial Day. Thank you to those veterans who gave their lives. I do appreciate my freedom and my sovereignty, which I do declare and absolutely appreciate here in the United States of America. And I was born to be sure that not everybody lives in America. However, I want every single person on this earth to understand their own divinity and their own birth as sovereign nations, whether you're American or not, whether you believe it or not, whether you're being held captive by somebody else's bad ideas of you or not, or some other horrible season or reason or whatever. We are all born as our own energetic stamps and our own energetic signatures and our own energetic IDs that nobody else, it's like fingerprints, except it's our energy, it's our frequency. And during Mercury retrograde, if you're not into astrology, you might want to hook left and bag out right now. For those that dig in with that stuff and understand it, that during full moons, we just had Sagittarius supermoon, blood moon, woo, spooky stuff, where that was already a time of some spontaneity, and it depends on what kind of spontaneity you're talking about. Open up my can of nuts, and it's a can of chaos. It's going to jump in my face and scare me half to death, or is it going to be spontaneity and fun? And full moons, everybody pretty much knows the old standard that people get a little bit lunarier around around full moons. I'm full of bad puns, by the way, and I own that weak ass shit. I really do. I own every last bit of my weak pun stun gun. All right. So anyhow, during solar or lunar activity, particularly full moon, and a supermoon just means in the elliptical orbit that the moon is closest to the earth, and we observe it, and it's huger because it's closer. And there's only a couple of them in a year. We have lots of full moons, lots of them every year. However, supermoons, because of that elliptical orbit, there's only a couple that are real close like that, and there's only a couple this year. And guess what? A couple of days ago was the Sagittarius blood moon. Full moon, supermoon, and astronomy is the one that kind of labels that supermoon, and astrology, and the native indigenous tribes of North America name them blood moon, flower moon, things like that, traditionally. So anyhow, back to Mercury retrograde, however, is when Mercury, the actual planet, okay, is appearing to turn around and take its course backwards, and it starts changing in degrees of Gemini, whatever. Okay, going into astrology, that I don't really go too deep into understanding astrology. I'm an energy channeler, an energy reader, an empath, and an intuitive, and clairvoyant, whatever. I got a couple of clair skills, and I read energy. And I just got done listening to a young woman that I've been following for probably at least a year and a half or so, and she's deep into some very highbrow knowledge of upper college, as far as I'm concerned. And it's Alchemy in You is the name of this young woman. Her name is Natalie, and she is absolutely supremo. And I woke up, if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know. If not, we'll just pull right in here to say that I woke up a few days ago. Who knows? It could be 3 weeks, since this happened. My time is kind of, out there. When I'm in my sublime or, lucid dreaming state, I kind of lose track of time. That I woke up to a Scorpio reading. I don't know any Scorpios out here in, real D, 3D, reality. I don't know any Scorpio that I'm aware of. However, we all have placements in every astrological sign. And so I listened to her specifically. I listen to every reading she does because her energy's spot on. She's reading energy. She reads through tarot and several decks. And I'm not a tarot reader myself. I'm an energy reader and an energy channeler, energy healer, and an energy feeler, and I can give energy updates all day long. However, I don't do the decks, and I don't do oracle, etc. I'm not into scrying. Haven't developed those skills, and not on the horizon that I'm aware of. However, I'm ever evolving, so who knows what I'll be tomorrow. That the first time I listened to one of my oracle readers, I woke up hearing the Scorpio reading, and it was just absolutely dead on with what was going on in my life, with a whole bunch of, kind of weird Frankenstein energy that was coming at me, freaky and not my frequency. And then today I was listening. I had to go back and listen to it again because I knew there's going to be information you need to hear there, boo-boo, a couple of times. And it was a Scorpio reading, which I find kind of interesting because, as I said, I don't consciously know a Scorpio out here. And I don't have anybody in my life. I'm very limited people in my life. Actually, on a one-to-one, I'm connected to my children, and I don't really see them based on the fact that they're grown adults and have their own lives. And, my friendship thing, I'm very limited on that. Just kind of had to shut out of life for quite some time. And so, and even of those people that I do know, nobody's a Scorpio. However, with this young woman, Natalie, with Alchemy in You, I listened to her reading several times, and she was talking about, the Mercury retrograde. She knows a lot of stuff, and she talks about the energy. And that's what I'm here to re-emphasize and say that, yay, props to you, Alchemy in You. I would highly suggest that if you are into this stuff, that go check her channel out immediately. She's in my list, and go to the members section and get on into her members section and subscribe for however much. It's not that much. However, her absolute free stuff is, bomb ass good to begin with anyway, and then she does some of her extended as well. However, this isn't just a shout out to Natalie. I don't know her personally. I have to say that I don't know her personally. However, she's spot on with energy reading, and so I listen to every single one of her readings because I can pick up and glean energy and what's going on, because we all have those placements, and I have complicated energy that hovers around me. And as someone who, in my 3D world, my real D reality world, I went through a divorce, and it was unpleasant. I don't know too many people that can say, well, yes, that divorce was the best day of my life, and it was fun. Most people go, wow, it was the best day of my life, and I won, if they're saying that. And, even then, it's usually, some degree of horrible. And I can't say that, I had the greatest experience with that, and I really am not here to speak on anybody else's in that arrangement. I just know that divorce is a tough thing to go through, a lot of emotional, whatever. And then Mercury retrogrades come zinging in with, hey, how you doing, bae? Want to rethink that and go my way? Nope, I don't. I really don't. I don't want to rethink any of that. And yet, Mercury retrograde, these planetary movements, here I'm listening to one of my all-time favorite girls, between her and Truth Tarot, man. Those two young women keep me straight, keep an old lady straight and good in her hood. And she was talking about the feeling of being in Dexter's laboratory. And I think I mentioned that in one of my videos in the Frankenstein, Frankenstein video series, or any of the energy snitching series, that frequency, when we're trying to freak with other people and freak their frequency, or bloop with their frequency, when we're trying to meddle with it, when we're trying to change other people and change their behavior and change what they're doing and manipulate them, we're playing Dexter's laboratory. We are absolutely in a Frankenstein lab, just going at it hard, putting those bolts in somebody's head and unscrewing them, screwing them back in. And it's not to say I'm not here to shame and blame. I don't like that, and I'd like to put that out right at the top, that no disrespect is intended to anybody in my former life, because it doesn't help anything. All I can say is that it's been a weird time to come back with, oh, here we are. Today is the first day of the official retrograde, and it goes into pre-shadow about the 14th of May. And around the 14th of May is about the time that I kind of was starting to go, oh, I start feeling a little bit funky. And I hadn't paid attention to the chart very closely. And of course, today, whenever I pull into old Natalie, she's saying, yeah, I started that pre-shadow around the 14th. And I thought, yeah, that makes sense, because it was shortly after that I started feeling foggy and going, I feel like a wombat. And I'm pretty sure I'm losing my mind. And oh my goodness. And I had all these emotions up and down and felt all these waves of intense emotional bombardment and energetic bombardment, and that Dexter's laboratory feeling coming back to me of I'm being torpedoed by somebody who's doing this to me. And I have to tell you that energy is neither created nor destroyed. Do you hear me? Energy is neither created nor destroyed. That's not my law. That's not her law. That's not anybody on Earth's law that we made up. That's an absolute, there hasn't been one human being whatsoever so far that has been able to do anything other than manipulate energy and split atoms and stuff. However, you don't create it. It's already here. And you don't destroy it, because it doesn't go away. Sort of like all that trash and stuff, this, the plastics and everything, it doesn't go away. Except, plastic perhaps one day will go away. However, energy does not go away. However, it can get stale and decay and be, a real ugly ignited nightmare if it's left out in the quantum field unresolved, as unresolved chords in music. We need some resolution to that. And so I'm actually going to cut this one a little bit short so that I can go on to the next video and just tell you that Mercury retrograde A+ or F-, which way are we going to go with that? Minus, because I want my blankie and I want to do this. I don't like it. It feels creepy to have everybody's energy up on me, and how can we deal with the fact that at times when, lunar big stuff is happening, and then planetary big stuff is happening, and it's Gemini season, for me, that's always going to be pertinent, because I'm Gemini. And, I'm can be a lot of up and down emotions anyway, and I can be, all kinds of air sign all day. However, I do know how to be grounded, and I'd like to share that with you. And so if you're interested there, boo-boo, come on into the next one. Who knows how many videos there's going to be. As you can see, Tai left the building. He said, I'm done. I don't want to be a part of that operation. So I'm going to move on to the next one and just say to you that during Mercury retrograde, as in any other time of your day or night, it's a human construct time, so be very careful of your energetic space, your energetic borders, your frequency, the you of you, the me of me. We're separate. We're not intrinsically tied. We're not connected. Our energies are not merged. When we are trying to do that, it's called codependent, and it's not possible. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, and so if it cannot be created or destroyed, what's the other option? It's transformed, and it's going to transform into some Nagasaki and Hiroshima. You maybe want to reconsider where you're hanging out, what you're doing, and who you're willing to take energy from. Whether you believe in, astral realms or not, is the science is telling us right on the spot that that's how energy works. And I'm not a total science nerd. However, I'm a science nerd enough to tell you, 1414, that energy is neither created or destroyed. And when energy is coming at me, I need to be able to alchemize and transform me in order to deal with it and help thee, perhaps, to learn how to do that too. So if you're on to the next video, I'll see you there. If not, this is where we leave off. Then good luck to you. And thank you for visiting my channel. And I hope you have a great day, or part of the day, whatever part of the day you're in. And be beautiful in your skin, baby, because it's yours. And your divine is totally fine. 1444. Please don't let anybody get in there and mess up your sublime. All right? So be on in there. Be in your divine because it's absolutely fine. See you next time.